All right, guys, we're going to take a look at the SecondHour Gin Clear Diver. Now, this is a prototype, and we're going to cover that. There's some really big changes from this prototype version to what you're going to see in the production version that should be released March, April. If everything goes well, March, April-ish 2020 on Kickstarter. Yes, I know it's going to be a Kickstarter campaign. Don't freak out. I'm telling you, this is definitely one you're going to want to look at. And there's going to be a really good introductory price. So let's just talk about the watch first. So you are looking at a 41.5mm case, and the bezel is about 1 millimeter wider. So this really nice fine coin edge bezel ends up being about 42.5mm. The lug to lug, I measure about 48.5. Peter, the owner of the company, he says it's 49, so it really kind of depends on where you measure it from. So it's 48.5, 49, right in there. Really nice profile, turn down lugs, and I'll give you some wrist shots and everything. This thing is going to be so good on wrist. I'm excited about this project. About 12.5mm thick from the case back to the domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on the underside, of course. And then you have a 22mm lug width here. And this H-Link bracelet, for being a prototype, this bracelet is like near perfection. Tapering down to an 18mm, you have a 20mm milled out clasp. Really nice, simple, clean, functional clasp here. I really like this clasp design. I'm totally fine with micro brands using this design. You don't need to change anything. It's all milled out. You have your nice polished relief here. You have 6 micro adjusts, and you have a nice signed fold over clasp. There's no need to reinvent the wheel in most cases. So, like I said, I'm a fan of that. And this H-Link is just killer. I have not seen one of these before. So solid end links. The center end link pivots, but it doesn't fold all the way over. But because it pivots, it does allow the H-Link bracelet to lay flat on the back. You guys know I'm a huge fan of that. That is going to aid in comfort, and it does not extend the lug-to-lug width. So I'm really happy with the overall size of this watch. I'll give you a wrist shot here in a moment. But the coin edge on the screw-down crown also works really good with the coin edge on the bezel, and you have the nice signed logo there on the crown as well. Kind of a man, all the dimensions are really good. I'm actually kind of glad he didn't do the drilled lugs. I know he said in his, I'll read some literature that he sent over to, that he's talking to his manufacturer about doing the drilled lugs. You know, it's okay to not drill the lugs. I guess I'm going to offer some advice on some of the info that is provided to me. I'm fine with not doing the drilled lugs. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drilled lugs, no drilled lugs? I know for people that like to change the straps, it does help. But when you have the end links that are, you know, notched out like that, you can get your spring bar tool in there, no problem. It's not an issue. I think as long as the end links on the bracelet are done like that, I don't need the drilled lugs. But that's just me. So 120 click bezel, excellent bezel action on this particular one, even though it is a prototype. And I am assured by the owner that any sort of little weird defects on this, alignment issues or anything like that, will certainly be sorted out before it goes full production. Now let's take a close look at the dial. There are going to be some other colors. This is the, I think, what are we calling this one? We're calling this one the Black Sand. So there's some other colorways here that were talked about, and I think there's even more soon. I'll give you a better shot of that in a minute, but you can see it's a heavily textured dial, almost like asphalt or like a light grip tape or something like that. Really nice maxi oversized indices, and you can see at the 12, I'm so used to saying 12, 3, 6, 9, right? The 12, 4, and 8 o'clock position there. You have a little bit different indices. I like that. I'm actually a fan of that because it sets it apart from all the other watches. As well as that killer counterbalance on the seconds hand. Now this one has kind of a gold or gilded type look to the indices and the handset. So, and like I said, there'll be some other colorways there too, but this one looks great. You can see even on this prototype, the finishing and everything is really good. The other thing that's going to be changed, he sent me some renderings, and this is a good, I'm glad he's doing this, but along this profile here where the lug is, that's going to be like kind of a transition, a polished transition piece there from the side to the top part. So that'll be polished there. That'll really make it pop. That'll be a nice one. So let's talk about some other things here. So Well, here, let's talk about some of the changes. I'm going to read some of the changes here before we get into some of the numbers. So let's see. Some of the changes, they're working on ceramic bezel insert finishing will be lightly brushed to reduce reflection. So that'd be nice. I mean, I like this one too, but I get it. I mean, it has some reflection and stuff. So that'll be a little bit more legible because it won't be full polished. And the application of BGW9 to the ceramic bezel insert, although strong, will be increased, so that's always a plus, you know, for us loom junkies. The dome sapphire crystal is treated with 5 layers of AR coating, but we are currently exploring the option with a flat sapphire to further reduce reflections. You know, I don't see a ton of flat sapphire crystalled divers. I would be curious to see what that would look like with a flat one. I would personally go with a date model. I'm assuming he'll offer a date model. But this has the Sellita SW200 in it, so I'm sure as long as he has the dial option, he'll offer a date. Let's see, headlink integration is to be improved so as to provide more seamless bracelet to watch head integration. I guess maybe you'll bring it out. It looks pretty dang good to me right now. I'm not sure what he's looking to improve there, but that's pretty dang good. The embossed case back will have a polished finish rather than a sandblasted. So right now it's kind of sandblasted. Again, it maybe would wear a little bit better if it was polished, I guess. So I could see doing that. Maybe do that as a full polished. I'm indifferent on that, but I would be curious to see that change. That might be a nice improvement for its wearability. The bezel alignments, blah, blah, blah. We talked about that. Currently exploring red enamel and green sunburst dials as stretch goals. Will update as it unfolds. So don't hold your breath on that, but potentially it could. I could see this project actually going beyond funding for sure. We're currently exploring matching the side shape of the round indices to the square sides of the wedges at 12, 4, and 8. Exploring the match of the side. So he might change something with the indices. I don't know. I guess I'd have to see the rendering because I actually really like the dial layout and the indice layout on this one. Again, let me know what you guys think, if that makes sense to you. All dials will be produced as a no date and with a date option. So that's awesome. Hopefully I will get my hands on a date model. And pending the response to the marketing reviews. Okay, there's a significant cost of dial production. Yeah, dials are expensive to produce, especially because of how many they have to do. And then he talked about the fact that they're looking at doing the drilled lugs. So now we can talk price. Launch price, this is always subject to change. Don't hold me to this, but launch price on Kickstarter, $385. I don't know if I'm reading that right. It says $385. Sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel insert, BGW9 loom, date or no date, great proportion watch, excellent H-link bracelet, Swiss movement. $385. I don't know how some of these. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. $385. That's what it says. Full retail price is $570. The $570 seems more reasonable. $385 on Kickstarter. That's only for the first 70 backers, which I gotta say, unless I can talk Peter into giving me one of these watches, I'm gonna back this. I'm gonna be one of those first 70 to throw down that $385 because that's an insane deal on this. So you'll get the one watch with the bracelet. You'll get a travel case, you know, a leather pouch thing. And then he's saying you'll get a bracelet sizing tool and a spring bar removal tool. That's not necessary. I already have those. Most people have those. I know it's a nice little extra thing, but you wouldn't really need that. It's nice that all of the effort, design, and you know, really good materials were put into the watch at a value price. I don't think you need to even offer anything extra. That's just me, though. I don't run a micro brand. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so here is, I know it's just a crappy piece of paper that I printed, but here are some of the colors and stuff that he sent over to me on his launch thing. So there's the white dial, and then, of course, this is basically the one I have. These look a little bit different than what we actually have in hand. There's this really blue one here, and then a white with like a gilded. I think I would like to see, if I were going to buy one, I would definitely go towards like basically like this, but with a date. Or maybe if he did a blue dial black bezel, I would consider something like that. So I'll definitely be keeping in touch with Peter and the SecondHour project, and I will keep you guys up to date on it. So I'm excited about this one. Let me pop it on wrist. I know I'm going long with this one, but occasionally I get excited about some micro brands, especially when there's startups like this. I mean, he's been working on this for over a year, and he's put a lot of money and a lot of passion into this project. And this thing wears great. I gotta say, nothing against the brand that I'm gonna talk about, but all day today, I've been toying with the idea of purchasing another Christopher Ward, the C60 Trident. Excellent watch, great watch, and they're under $1,000. It's hard to beat those. They have amazing clasp and everything like that. It's still an awesome watch, and I'm still considering it. But when I got home and I sized this up and I popped this thing on wrist, it has a very similar feel to that, and it's way less money. So if you're on a tight budget and you want to stay below that $500 happy mark, I don't know, man, it's gonna be hard to beat that for a 41.5 millimeter interesting, diver. This thing is, the bracelet, the whole package, the materials used, it's really good. So let me give you a lume shot. Oh, he did tell me too, I think he nixed the line underneath the SecondHour logo there. I'm not sure. There'll be some other subtle changes and stuff like that. So it'll be a work in progress, but I'll put a link down in the description so you guys can, kind of follow it. So there's that BGW9. Looks pretty good to me right now. So I'm excited to see what that upgraded ceramic, the brushed or less polished ceramic bezel insert and the heavier application of BGW9 will do. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this project. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I don't know if that comes across on this video. I think it does, but and I'll keep you up to date on it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.